Hey,
All right.
Kate, can you
Yep.
explain the trash bag for drying your pieces after you've turned them? Some of the guys may not know that technique.
Yep. Burp the bag method. All right.
Yes.
I use a burp the bag method. There's many different methods, but I like my wood to be as clean as it was when I turned it. I don't want it to be spalted and moldy and all muddy looking because it has mold growing on it. So I do a burp the bag method. So when I turn these, I put them in a couple small garbage pail bags, right? So I take these, they're wet. They were turned wet. I was having a shower when I turned them. By the time I turned the outside and the inside and I sanded the pieces to the finished state, they were fairly dry, but not fully dry. So I wanted to slow down the drying process. So I take finish 50/50, tung oil and methyl hydrate. Methyl hydrate is hydrophobic, so it displaces the water, replacing the water with tung oil, stabilizing it as it dries slowly, limiting warping, twisting, moving, cracking, all that fun stuff that we have to fight when wood's constantly moving. So then once I have done this, I've painted it, finished it, I did the one coat 50/50 tung oil methyl hydrate or 50/50 mineral spirits and tung oil. I take this and I put it edge down. So it sits in the bag like this. So I get airflow around the whole piece. If I had it like this in the bag, all the water is going to evaporate, collect on the bag, condensate. Gravity is going to move that water to the bottom of the bag. It's going to sit in the bottom of the bowl. This is going to be all wet, muddy, moldy, mildewy. I don't want that. So I put it this way. Now, when it's in the bag, I take that bag, I fold this over like this, I tie this up into a balloon, and I lie this down with the live edge down. The wood will evaporate out of the wood, collect on the sides of the bag. The next day, I take the bag, I open it, I take this out, I flip this inside out, so now the moisture is on the outside of the bag, and I continue the process again.
Okay.
And then I do it again. I do this for a few days until it's relatively dry, less than 10%. Then I'll take it out of the bag and I'll let it air dry as I put the finish on top of it.
Thank you.
Because pardon?
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Can you put more than one bowl in the bag?
Yes, I have. Yes. So I had in some of the bags, I had this one and this one.
Okay.
Another bag, I had this one, and this one.
Okay. Were they all
I'll
the
just have to do it with the ones that I have more than one piece in the bag. I'll have to do it more than just one in the bag because there's a lot more moisture, a lot more wood, a lot more condensation. So I'll have to do the process more than if I only had one piece in each bag. But I don't want to use up all my garbage bags and hear about it because we have to go buy more garbage bags because I'm using them all in my shop. I use a few of them and I have two in each. Now, the tiny, smaller, thinner ones, I would actually put all of these in one because they're thinner wood, they'll dry a lot quicker. But yeah, you can put multiples in a bag. It'll just take a longer process of taking it out, flipping it inside out, putting it back in, doing it again day to day to day until it's dry enough to leave outside so it doesn't warp excessively. And that's why I have these four bags. I want to turn all these insides out before I forget. And they can dry while I show the finials. And I'll put those back in the bag after I show the finials. I took those to my club and I showed them all for show and tell. Here, actually, this will be a much better picture because the light isn't always in my favor. When I have the camera backwards. Wow.
Do you put multiple coats of tung oil methyl hydrate on them?
Yep.